Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you something that I did yesterday, and I'm sorry that I didn't have four hands to record what it was I had done. A number of years ago, I had bought this particular Ives gauge car. It came in a set, um, a freight set, and it's for Ives, it's pretty decent. But what it was lacking was the little trigger up there that keeps those wires, that keeps the doors up. So I had another one that worked, and as you see, you just pull that little catch, and the drawers drop out. But what you've got is, let's see if we can show this puppy. Okay, you can see that. That's what was missing. And all that is I call it a fork. It goes right through to the back side of that spring release, and it's soldered. All right. This one here didn't have one. So what I did was I grabbed some sheet metal, and it was all a one-piece unit. I'm just showing you what I did. It was about 3/8 of an inch long. In other words, from the front sticking out 3/8 of an inch long. It's about 1/4 of an inch wide. And what I did was I took my nibblers. Now, some of you guys may not know what nibblers are. I didn't a few years ago, and I learned real quick, but these things are fantastic. They nibble away sheet metal. You can make neat cuts with it if you're really good. But I went ahead and I cut that off, and I nibbled the excess, if I can get it on there, so that we had a tail, just like that. Of course, it was all one solid piece. And that tail is about the size of a size 4 sheet metal bolt. There is a round hole that that thing sits through, and it's soldered on the back side. So what I did was I took and I cut all this back, and I made it look exactly like a fork. Here, let's go ahead and remove it. This is what I nibbled and cut away. And as you can see, if I can show it to you, my fingers are big. I got that soldered all the way through on the back side. Now, what's kind of neat about that is there ain't any paint on it. It's been applied, and then the paint that you do see has been put on with a brush. So the back side, everything that's up and underneath there, as you can see, the spring, it's basically bare. So you cleaned it up a little bit. I used a drill and drilled that hole out, which was nothing more than a gob of lead. Then the little rinktum that I made, for a better term, I'll call it the fork. I tinned it all, worked it through the hole, put a slight crimp on it, and then used my my resistance solderer, putting the ground right there on the fork and the electrode on the back side, stepped on the foot pedal in about, I would say, 5 to 8 seconds. The lead was hot, and it already had combined. Now, like I say, there was lead left over there from the work that was done when it was built originally. There was tin. I tinned the fork, and I also used some liquid solder right at the joint. So everything fried real quick, real fast, and made it real solid. So I got it back up to the way I wanted it so that it will actually work. You know, it would have been nice had there should have been a bar across there. You can see the two little spots where they're soldered. Now, if I'd had the bar, I'm good, but I ain't that good. I don't think I could have reattached the bar and then not have been obvious. The only thing I'll probably do with this is I'll put a little bit of black paint on it, and while it's still tacky, probably just lightly touch it to dull it down a little bit to give it a more patina look. But this puppy now is, see if I can do it one-handed. There we go with that side. And there we go with that side. And that's how it's supposed to be used. So, if you find any of this useful, I'm glad I could help. The total time on this, actually, to tell you the truth, you got to do a fair amount of cutting, get a little bit of filing, and then I do a whole lot of prying, and I consult sky charts before I fire up the soldering gun. But 2 hours got it all done. Took care of it. So brought it back to a little bit what it was originally. Real happy with the work. It was fun to do. I had agonized about this for the last 3 years, whether or not I could do it. And believe me, that type of soldering iron, a resistant soldering iron, that thing is great for out-of-the-way places. It really is. So if this gives you any ideas, why, give it a try. You're not out of anything. That's for doggone sure. You guys have a good week. We'll talk with you later. Toodaloo.